give us your thoughts right now on your freshman season and being named SEC Freshman of the Year.
Well, honestly, it's just an honor. You know, I've been putting in work since high school, and coming into college, I had high expectations for myself, and I know coming here to Arkansas, my coaches and my teammates had high expectations for me. But it's honestly just a blessing to be named Freshman of the Year this year.
And Makayla, can you kind of follow up and see what you've seen as far as growth and what she's done to earn that honor?
I think we all kind of had a feeling that this was going to be the outcome of the season for her. She's one of the most confident freshmen I've ever met. So, I mean, it was kind of like we all knew, but, you know, we acted surprised, but we all knew.
And I was going to follow up to each of you. Just first, Samara, your thoughts, the team, how does the team feel? Where are you heading into the SEC tournament? And I'll have that same question for.
Well, honestly, we're just confident. We're going in wanting to play our best basketball, coming off the win versus Mississippi State and then coming off of that 4-game losing streak. Our focus is just getting there, doing what we're supposed to do, and playing well.
Like she said, we got our confidence back. We got, you know, a few days off, which we haven't had in the past few weeks of games. So I think we're well rested now. And so I think we're excited to play. I'm excited to get down there.
Christina.
Sarah, we heard what Makayla thinks you've improved on the most, but where do you feel like your game has grown the most over this season?
Mentally, honestly, is the best thing that I could say, because coming in, I was hard on myself, you know, if I wasn't doing well in practice or in games, if I wasn't producing. But honestly, just having the confidence of my teammates and my coaches, and then them instilling confidence into myself, I honestly just feel like that's where my growth has been mentally.
And then for both of you, we've talked before about Mizzou being a team you guys are really familiar with. So what do you feel like you learned from those first 2 wins that you might be able to carry into this tournament game?
Use our intensity to our advantage. I think in both games we kind of had a moment or a quarter where we were just flat and just trying to play as many quarters with that high intensity as we can.
Great.
Samara, how's your nose?
It's better. I went to the doctor and they said that only a millimeter was broken, so thankful for that.
And how many days of clothes are each of you taking to Nashville?
I have way too much actually, but at least 5.
I'm an overpacker. I'd rather be overprepared than underprepared, so I'd say about the same amount, maybe more.
And Samara, going into the season, Coach said you were one of the freshmen that we needed to look out for coming up. So what did that do for your confidence? He showed that early on in the season in you, that you had the capabilities, and then being rewarded for Freshman of the Year.
Well, it honestly just made me feel like great that my coach could speak so highly of me, especially with me being a freshman coming in. So for him to be so confident in me and helping me get to this point where I am now, I'm thankful for him.
And what lessons could you teach her, you know, coming in her first SEC tournament? It gets down to March Madness and stuff that you can carry over into Nashville.
I would say like the SEC tournament seems like a bigger stage, and in some areas it is, but you're playing against the same teams that you played against all year. Now it's just some people are playing for different things, but it's just about taking it one play at a time, one game at a time.
Makayla, last year when you guys went into the tournament, you had your NCAA tournament pretty much locked up. You were going to be in it no matter what. This year you guys are going to be fighting for seeding. You know, a couple wins could certainly help you. Does that change the way you think about the SEC tournament? Does it change the way you prepare?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we're preparing to win, so it's not like we're just wanting to win one game and then go home. We want to win as many games as we can while we're down there.
Hey, Makayla, how are you feeling? How is everything, your health-wise? Where would you rate yourself right now?
Well, today it's like I feel great, obviously, but, you know, every day I wake up and it's different. Sometimes, you know, I'm hurting a lot, and then sometimes I feel great. But for the most part, probably 70, 80%.
For someone who's been such an integral role of this team since your freshman year, what was this injury and getting through it and recovering like while you watched your team from the bench?
It was definitely harder than I expected. I thought it was just going to be, you know, a few days out and then I was going to come back and everything was going to be normal, but it was the complete opposite. I was slower. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I got a little frustrated at times, but again, my teammates and coaches kind of had my back and just telling me like it's okay to take the time to get back. You don't need to rush, and they don't need me to be rushed.
Was it harder mentally with the other injuries that the team was dealing with too, that you couldn't be out there to help?
Yeah, definitely. I felt like, okay, I'm not as hurt as this person, so maybe I could play. But just in the aspect of I have a long career ahead of me, so it's no reason to risk that for 1 or 2 games.
And now as you guys head to the postseason, the overall health of this team, how do you feel? I know that there were just so many games where you didn't have you, or you didn't have Aaron, or you didn't have Emery. So where do you feel this team is now?
I think we're probably the healthiest we've been. I'm excited just to see everybody back at 100%.
Playing Missouri for the 3rd time, they always say it's hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year. But Neighbor said the other day he likes the matchup. So what do you guys see for the 3rd time playing this Missouri team?
I think it's going to be an exciting game. Usually when we play, it's a fun, exciting game, fast-paced. I'm sure it'll be a close one, but, of course, we don't want it to be, but I'm sure it will be.
Anything else for these two while we go?
Samara, you probably answered this before, but can you talk a little bit about your recruiting to Arkansas? Who else was in the picture, and what sold you on this place?
Well, I always told my mom, my family, that I did not want to stay in the state of Florida just because I didn't want it for them to be easy to drive up and come see me anytime they wanted. So picking a place out of state was important. When I came, I think it was in 2019 when I came and watched a practice, it was very fitting to the way I played in high school. So that was a big part. And then just like the atmosphere when I came for a football game. And then I used to watch them all the time on TV, and it was just like I could definitely picture myself playing on this team in these games. So, yeah.